Alrighty folks, we have ourselves a little bit of a problem here. I've heard from a lot of people, I've heard a lot of videos from people playing guitar, and I've heard a lot of out-of-tune guitars, very out-of-tune guitars. So, you are going to officially figure out how to tune your guitar right here and now. Alright, you can use whatever kind of tuner you want. You can use the clip-on ones like we have in class. There are kinds that you plug in to a cord to the end of your guitar, or there's ones that just have mics in them. You can also get a tuner app for your phone. That works just as well. That's what I'm going to show you right now. This is called Pano Tuner. It's an iOS tuner. But any tuner is basically going to be exactly like this. So I'm going to show you how this thing works. So I'm going to get my guitar. And I'm going to intentionally detune all the strings in different directions. Okay, so now when I try to play a chord, that was wave and flag, just so you know. It doesn't sound right. Or maybe I'll play something like this. Doesn't seem to sound right either. So, I need to tune this thing. The first thing that you need to remember is the letter names for the strings, okay? And if you look up anywhere, you'll find this information. The letter names are, for string number 1 is E, 2 is B, 3 is G, 4 is D, 5 is A, and 6 is E. Now you'll notice that 6 and 1 are both E, but they should be 2 octaves apart. That means, like, if you're on a piano, you find one E, you find the next E, you find the next E after that. That's how far apart they are, okay? So let's start to tune this thing. Let's start by doing, it's always best to tune starting from one end going to the other. So we're going to start with our 6th string. Right now I am so out of tune that it thinks I'm playing a C sharp. So I'm going to use my ear and think, am I above what the E should be or below it? Because if I follow my musical alphabet, I could go up to E and it's pretty close from C, right? C, D, E. Or I could go down to E. C, B, A, G, F, E, E. That's a long ways to go, right? It's probably not down, but let's see what happens if I go down. So I'm going to try and find my E by going down from this string. Does that sound like the right note? Probably not. So let's go back up. So we were here. We want to tune our string up, so we're going to turn our strings. Because we're so far away, we can tune maybe like a quarter turn. Takes us up about a semitone. We're going to keep going until we see E. And by the way, when you hear me talking, you can see that go crazy, right? It's because when I talk, it tries to pick up my voice and tune that. So you want the room to be as quiet as possible. When it's quiet as possible, you see this instead. It's just picking up my guitar. So let's find that E. What we want is for that needle to be right on it. If my needle is in the right space, this part's going to go green. Green means in tune, red means not in tune. So let's see. That's pretty much dead center. So that's the note that we want. You might have seen that it jumped around to some different notes. Don't freak out about that. Just play whatever note it settles on is usually the note that it should be. Next, the 5th string is what? A. So this time I'm on the wrong side of the note. I'm very close to A, but I don't want to go any higher. If you tune your string too high, it's just going to snap from the tension. So tuning down is always the safer bet to begin with. So here we are. Let's tune down. There I am right in the middle of the note. It's always good practice too, though, to tune a little bit lower and tune back up, because the string's tension will catch on the string that way and it won't slip. So let's try tuning down and tuning back up to that note. There we go. If If you ever lose the note, just play your string again and it'll come back. Okay, so let's keep going. This string is our 4th string. What should it be? D, that's right. So I tuned it way off. So if I start to go down to find the note, I've almost got it. There it is. But does it sound right? No, it's lower than the other string. So I went too low. I've got to go to the higher octave. So I got to turn it quite a bit. There we go. Oops. Got the first 3 strings, or 6, 5, and 4 are ready. Let's keep going. This time I won't really talk as much. We'll just go through it. I'm very close. I just need to tune down a bit. Next. Same thing. Next. Usually your strings won't be so out of tune, you'll have to crank it like crazy to get somewhere. So just keep that in mind, small little turns, okay? So let's recap some things that we need to remember. Number 1, the names of the strings starting with the first one are E, B, G, D, A, E. Okay. Make small turns to start with, and usually it's the shortest path to where that note is. But use your ears to try and hear it. Don't crank your strings like crazy. Try and tune from below the note up so that the tension holds the string in together. It's also probably a good idea when you're finished just to check everything one more time, because as you change the tension of the other strings, the strings that you tuned at first may have gone out. So let's listen again. There we go. That low string is out already. But was that a big adjustment we needed to make? Not really. There we go. And it works. Tune your guitars. It's not like pianos. Pianos you tune like once a year maybe. Guitars, you should check the tuning really every time you play it. But if it starts to sound a little funky, tune your guitar. We'll see you next time.